We have some good news for Neverness to Everness, Duet Night Abyss, and the new Blue Archive gacha game, Project KV. First, Neverness to Everness. Neverness to Everness will make its official debut at the Tokyo Game Show 2024. They will be there from September 26th through September 29th. We cannot wait to meet all of the appraisers for the first time. Stay tuned to our official social media channel for more details. That is some fantastic artwork right there. I appreciate what I see. They know what they know what we want as players. Now, if this is your first time here, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the little bell notification. That way you remain up to date with every single thing that I post, and I post daily. Do not miss out. There was a Reddit thread opened on the Neverness to Everness subreddit and the Gacha Gaming subreddit. I think it's important to note the official NTE subreddit does state, "Get ready for an unforgettable experience with stunning visuals and groundbreaking gameplay. Stay tuned for more details and get ready to be a part of gaming history." The reason I think that this Reddit thread in specific is so important is where the other one states absolutely nothing, this one states that at the event, at the Tokyo Game Show, at their exhibit, they are going to be previewing new visuals, new groundbreaking gameplay, footage that we've never seen before, gameplay that we've never seen before, potentially characters we've never seen before. It has been months since they first revealed the game. When they did, everyone reacted to it. There were a number of criticisms that people had. I myself found the character models to be a little lacking. They definitely didn't feel nearly up to par with games like Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, or Wuthering Waves. I think graphically the game does look very attractive though, and the combat looked pretty decent. I still think for an action game, it still falls far from Wuwa or Zenless, but at the same time, I totally understood that the gameplay that we saw and the aesthetic, the graphical style, the character models, everything that we saw was still development footage. And much like in Tower Fantasy, when they overhauled everything, the game has a lot of room for improvement and a lot of room to grow, a lot of room to fix the concerns that we had. And that is why they debuted that footage, so we could tell them what we didn't like about it, what we did like about it, and tell them where they needed to improve so this game could potentially be a success. Otherwise, they'll go the Tower Fantasy route, which is piss off the entire gacha community and no one will play it. The fact that they're also willing to work with content creators to receive feedback from them is proof that they are willing to listen and are hopefully, theoretically, working towards a better game overall. The top comment on the Gacha Gaming subreddit is very true. I cannot get past how stupid that name sounds, and it does. I think every single person I know has expressed just how bad this game's name is. Tower Fantasy was a great name. Genshin Impact was a great name. Wuthering Waves is a decent name. Neverness to Everness is a terrible game, especially since it's going to be abbreviated to NTE, which is also going to be mistaken for NTR. Yeah, Duet Night Abyss confirmed that they are going to be participating in the Tokyo Game Show 2024 as well. They're going to be there from September 26th through September 29th. This is fantastic news because as of the last test that I got to participate in, my wife Mrs. Stix got to participate in, they've been a little active on Twitter, but relatively silent in terms of anything. The future of the game, additional test phases, changes, alterations, overhauls. This is a game that a lot of people are excited for because it's anime Warframe with waifus. Before we go any further, let me take a moment here to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are phenomenal and I can't thank you all enough for the support. Now let's keep talking. Having played the technical test myself, the game was a lot of fun. The combat was pretty good. The character models look decent. There is a significant amount of room for improvement, granted, but at the same time, I know that was its technical test. It wasn't an official beta test. They're probably going to have multiple beta tests. They're probably overhauled and altered quite a number of things since that test phase. I'm hoping they showcase the changes that they've made to the game at the Tokyo Game Show. This, I think, is the opportune time to get people excited for their game. With so many different gacha games appearing at the Tokyo Game Show 2024, this is probably going to be one of the biggest game shows in its entire history. This is their time to make their name known. This game has so much potential because it is contrastingly different to all the other upcoming big gacha games. Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, Neverness to Everness, Project Mugen, the new upcoming Nikkei gacha game, they're all open world action anime RPGs. This isn't. This is a segregated world like Honkai Star Rail. This has both third-person action combat and third-person shooter combat. It's one of the only gacha games that have that. It's not going to allow for you to climb walls, scale buildings, anything like that. It's going to have a focus on a different style of gameplay. And I think that is imperative to the genre, to establishing its own unique identity, so it's not just another clone. And finally, Project KV, the new Blue Archive gacha. Now, I know there are going to be people that immediately go into the comment section and are like, hey, Stix, Project KV is a visual novel. And yeah, they are actually making a visual novel of Project KV, but at the same time, they do not want to, at least based off of the information that I found online, stop there. They are looking to expand beyond the visual novel and adapt it into a gacha game at some point as well. Maybe even not even a gacha game, maybe a game, just a game. But at the same time, with how lucrative gacha games are, yeah, this is definitely turning into a gacha game. They have thus far put up an official website with characters that definitely share a slight resemblance to Blue Archive, with a setting that shares a slight similarity to Blue Archive. They have an actual story, a basis for the story, and I can't translate it because they don't allow you to. They have shown what seems to be a faction, just like there are different schools in Blue Archive. It looks as though there will be several schools here too, each school having their own faction, their own characters. She looks adorable. She does. So the characters, the graphical style is gonna be very anime, like very anime, not something like Wuthering Waves, rather something like I don't know, K-On!, which works for me. I actually enjoyed that when I watched it like a decade or two ago. Unlike Blue Archive, which has a very strong emphasis on guns, this is essentially Blue Archive, but with katana girls. As you can see, every single girl has her own katana. Actually, numerous girls here have 2 katanas. Several of them have several katanas. Okay, so this is essentially Blue Archive with swords, and you play as a bunch of little katana wielding potential, I don't know, high school, maybe elementary school kids. I would love for there to be more info on this, but unfortunately that is all we have with regards to Project KV right now. I'm hoping that they confirm the kind of gacha game that it will ultimately end up being. I hope, like Blue Archive, it's also very generous in terms of gacha, not highly predatory. I also genuinely hope that we get some news on Azure Premilia soon, because I think that is the next big gacha, and they have been pretty quiet recently. Hey you, where do you think you're going? Don't you close out of this tab. I didn't give you permission to do that. Sit your ass back down. Click one of the 2 videos that are gonna be on screen in just a moment, and keep watching my content. Keep enjoying my content.